Welcome to your daily focus for June the 20th, 2019. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Thank you so much, truly. So what do we have? We have the Sun in Gemini for its final day in Gemini. Oh, should we look? Card flew out and upside down, so what is it? Oh. Okay, so Sun in Gemini, final day, and then it goes into Cancer. We have the Moon in Aquarius, so new, different, unique. I think in the final stages of Gemini, we are communicating, we are talking, we want to be heard, we want to teach, we want to learn, we want to communicate. We're in full moon energy. It's an 11 energy, so we get the 2 here. For the daily numerology, it'd be an 11. 2 of Swords, but there's a lot of emotion here, and we have to make decisions. And we may be talking about it, we may be communicating about it, but the answer lies inside of you. It's not so much what you are envisioning and seeing and hearing and touching and tasting and smelling on the outside of your world. It's what's inside. We are blindfolded. We should not take note of outside perceptions. We need to look within to our own truth and decide what is best for us. And that might take a great courage, a great strength. Now remember, we are in full moon energy, so chances are we're not stepping into something new, but rather we are making some changes in our life so that we can begin again, that we can start again, that we can step onto that path, that we have the time or the energy or the resources to do exactly what we want to do going forward, one baby step at a time as we go towards the solar eclipse. So let's put that card back in. And the 11 is very much about cutting things out of your life that no longer serve you, that no longer has value. Another card turned up. The 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups showed back up again, jumping out. I think this was it the card that jumped out last time, or was it the first card? Anyways, the 8 of Cups. We stare into the abyss of our tomorrow, the unknown. We may have to make some decisions to move away from some things that we have found comfort in. We have found balance in. We have found a safety in. We feel comfortable. And so we have to push ourselves into the uncomfortable. Now, the Aquarian moon is going to help us in that kind of energy of trying different and unique. And maybe it'll stick, maybe it won't, maybe we'll like it, maybe we won't. But the whole idea is taking that first step of understanding where you can actually release yourself from your comfort zone. I almost get the chains that bind you, because we have our routines and that's the way we do things, and we may be a little stubborn in wanting to change anything, setting the alarm clock earlier or working out at night instead of the morning or taking a different route to work. Maybe you were walking it, now you're biking it. Maybe you're taking a whole different path completely. Maybe you've decided to take public transport and leave the car in the driveway. And we don't want to do that. Maybe we want to go through to our favorite coffee shop in the morning and grab our coffee on our way, instead of brewing it at home. And maybe saving some money in the long run. And it's about that first baby step. Remember, we had the turtle, the slow and steady wins the race. So we don't want this night and day kind of atmosphere where we've changed everything. We've thrown out the baby and the bathwater. We want to take it one slow step at a time, adjust ourselves, get used to the idea again, get comfortable again, perhaps. Okay, I better cut these cards before we sit here for a couple of hours. Some of you are saying yes, 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 and others are going no, no, no. Page of Wands, the stark landscape. Wow, this is really you being offered a blank page, a blank slate. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Who do you want to become? What are the journeys you want to step into? What are the relationships? What does it look like? This could be a whole new transformation that you are stepping into with your spirituality, your health and well-being, a relationship or relationships, the environments you put yourself into, your home and family, work, career. For each of us, it'll be something different, but it'll be major. And we know we're being handed that blank piece of paper. We know that we're asked to write. So what's the first sentence for you? This is about reflection. This is about your will, your desire, your passion, your creativity, your drive. What do you want it to look like? You have absolutely nothing there. We can add any kind of color to it we want. We can make the sky green and the clouds purple. Remember that, and it was the full moon energy that said we can make the impossible possible. We are in full moon energy. So, and the Aquarius moon is going to allow us to think outside the box. And maybe it's through that last little bit of Gemini sun that allows us to I want to say debate, but it's not debate. It's more like brainstorming and feeding on each other's impressions and growing something bigger than you ever could have by yourself, perhaps, although we stand alone here. So it starts with you and your thoughts. We have the Magician. Well, when the Magician shows up, your wish will be granted. So this is a day to walk around and say very positive thoughts if you don't want to say a wish. But please watch the negative self-talk. And if you don't have any affirmations of your own, I do have the new moon. I sound like a broken record, but the new moon affirmations. And just grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down a couple of them. There's 10 minutes and there's so many different affirmations there. You cannot not find a couple for yourself. Or maybe it'll spur your creativity into something specifically just for you. And when you get something in your mind, grow it. Feel the emotion of it. Remember, the Two of Swords came out there to tell us to go in to find out the answers, to make the decision. So when you are thinking about your future and you're growing it, how are you feeling? Are you all tense? Are you relaxed? Are you smiling? What does it look like? What are you envisioning? Grow it as big as you can. Add the details. Add the details. When it comes to the Magician, you got to add the details. Okay, I remember one time I drove Bondo buggies, and some of you know this story. I drove really bad cars, just the cheapest car I could find that would get me from A to B as good as possible. And I thought, oh, just once, please, just once, just give me a car that I can drive down the road and hope, somebody sees me in it, rather than, oh, please don't look this way. Yep, this is my car. Um, and somebody had a gold New Yorker, and it was like, it was in the 80s or something, so I'm thinking this is 90s. Um, it's already a good 10 years old. But in those days, the cars didn't talk to you. There was no computer system. There wasn't anything like that. So this car talked to you. And I thought, wow, what a car. I am like, yes, I'll take it. And it was cheap. And it was like, wow, I'm getting a steal. And I actually got dressed up for the first time driving it, and I'm driving it down the highway, and it said your electrical system will now fail, and everything just went dead. And there I was, and I remembered, pulling the wheel as hard as I could to get the car to roll off the highway rather than being stopped right in the middle of the highway. So it was problem after problem after problem with that car. It was just like the stupidest, dumbest things would go wrong with it. That would cost a fortune to fix. And my wish went quickly back to just A to B. I'm good with A to B. Whatever you give me, I'm fine. Really. So make sure that you're adding to it that you want a car that gets you not only that looks good, but gets from A to B. Maybe you've got a make, maybe you've got a model, maybe there's a certain year that you've always wanted that car. That fill in the blank. That career. That group of people that just make you feel alive and motivated and passionate. We have the Six of Pentacles. There's a balance that needs to be here, the give and take. Are we giving too much and not taking enough? Are people leaning on us a little bit too much? Where are the boundaries? Where do we need to reset the boundaries? Where do we need to give a little bit more of ourselves? Where have we been holding back ourselves? And where have we allowed others maybe to take advantage of us, or we found ourselves really going on somebody else's agenda rather than our own? So look at your time, your energy, your money, your belongings, your love, and see where the balance needs to be and see where you can grow it and what needs to be done about that. I think Neptune too is at a complete stop right now. So we could be a little don't know what to think. It might not be the easiest thing to dream right now. Neptune's kind of stopped in the sky. Be true to your heart. 26, be true to your heart. Be true to you. Where are you not being true to you? Where are you allowing someone to cross the line? In this moment, draw the energies of harmony and union when making a choice. The current situation is best supported using intuition and not intellect. So we knew that with the Two of Swords that jumped out, didn't we? There may be difficult decisions to be made that are not necessarily about love. Consciously be aware of what interests you, what attracts your attention, what stirs your imagination, what creates passion in your life. Do your best to ignore the persuasion of what others might think or say. Trust yourself and don't allow your opinion to be swayed. Trust yourself and don't allow your opinion to be swayed. And with the Page of Wands there before the Magician, it's really asking you to give some thought, to give yourself a whole 10 minutes today to just sit down and say, okay, I'm just going to think of the future, or give yourself 10 minutes and write it out. What does it look like? Or maybe get out the paints and paint it if you have that talent. The Page of Wands is saying, here's the clean page, here's the clean slate, here's the blank page. Now go ahead. The Magician is saying, tell me what you want. And we may actually see where we are giving too much of ourselves or allowing people to lean on us too much or using up our time or our energy in ways that definitely don't bring our agenda's value, but theirs. And sometimes we have to do that because there's a balance in a different sense there, but this is a time where you can see where the conversations need to happen. Neptune going retrograde, it really reveals the truths. So, um, it could be a relationship where you really thought the person was on your side and you find out they're not. When you look at it, when you examine it, trust your intuition. There's decisions to be made. Our animal for today is crystal clear with the hummingbird. Crystal clear. Goals, positivity, happiness, hover, and clarity. As you become more clear about who you really are, you are better able to decide what is best for you the first time around. Hummingbird tells you that it is essential to have crystal clear and concrete goals before taking action. Write down exactly what you want to achieve, your plans, and your ultimate goal. You should be clear about your action steps in order to reach your goal. It is then you can see with clarity how you can reach your goal and become motivated in doing so. A positive attitude is a prerequisite if you wish to have a fulfilled life. It is when you believe in yourself, when you set a vision, when you put wings to your dreams, that life begins to feel purposeful. Hummingbird is filled with magic and love and wants you to know that not everything is supposed to make sense. You will feel much happier, loved, and motivated if you allow yourself to focus on the good in your life and all around you rather than looking at what's going wrong, what's bad. Hummingbirds can do what most birds can't. They hover. So take a lesson from their abilities and hover over your issues before making any drastic decisions. Find like-minded and positive people to engage with, and this is a good way to motivate yourself. So get around the right people. Brainstorming was part of it. Writing, journaling your dreams, your goals, at least taking time to envision it. Get some affirmations for yourself that you can say on a daily basis, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, or write yourself a mission statement. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.